One.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the December 3rd business meeting of the Arkansas State Highway Commission. I'm Philip Taldo, Chairman of the Commission. Thank you all for being here today in person and on our live stream. Before we get started, please stand for the reciting of the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. I have some general reminders for everyone who may be speaking or presenting at today's meeting. It's all written down for me, so we want to make sure everyone is heard as clearly as possible, so please ensure your microphone is turned on when you speak and speak directly into the microphone to ensure your audio is picked up well. This brings us to our first order of business, which is approving the minutes from the October 8th Commission meeting. Do I have a motion to approve?
Chairman, I make a motion. Minutes be approved.
Second.
We got a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Now we move on to the minute orders for this meeting. As a reminder, all minute orders will be held for signing until after the meeting concludes. If you have any questions or comments about the minute orders as they are being read, please let me know. Just raise your hand and wave. For the reading of the minute orders, I will call upon our famous David Parker, who is head of our communication division and probably gets more face time on local television this time of year than anybody else I know. Dave?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, very much. Thank you. The first minute order, as always, simply calls for the approval of the purchasing committee. Minute order 2, authorization to participate in the Federal Highway Administration's Improvement Pavement Surface Distress and Transverse Profile Data Collection and Analysis, Phase 3, the Pooled Fund Study.
Yeah.
Minute order 3. Actually, these next few minute orders have to do with land reclassification. The first one in District 5, Izard County, declaring a small property known as Roadside Park as surplus, simply no longer needed by the department. The next 3 minute orders, similar, starting Greene County, District 10, similar action declaring land as surplus for the purpose of resale. Minute order 5, again in Greene County. This land is being declared as surplus. It's near the Highway 412 West, an intersection of 412 West and Highway 49. And minute order 6, same as previous, in Greene County, land now declared as surplus for the purpose of resale. Minute order 7, moving
Question. I'm gonna wade in here, and it's, I've never have thought about this before, but when we come up, who declare, in these particular cases, we're declaring that this land is not needed anymore, and there is a buyer. Does the buyer come to us and they've noticed that the land is there and ask, or do we just declare it and advertise it for bid or for sale?
Do I need to answer that?
Yeah, so they reach out to us typically. They'll know there's some vacant land. In these cases, these were remnant tracts of land that we had to buy when we built the bypass around Paragould. And so they approached us about buying it. And we look at that land and see if we need it for any highway purpose. And if we don't, we work on a sale with that landowner. There's some state statutes that we have to follow to make that sale, but they come to us with an appraisal, and we work on making that transaction.
Okay, so most of the time, we are not actually going through the properties that we may control at all to bring them. It's, what you're saying is that it's only when somebody else decides that they want that property.
Primarily, yes. There are
Primarily.
a few times we might have a home, we've sold a home or two that we marketed, but generally it's vacant land, and we hold on to it.
When we acquire that property, is there anything sometimes in the process that says we have to notify the previous owner first?
There are times, yes, and we do that, and.
And how do we do that?
We run ads in the paper. Mike, what else we do? Paper and statewide paper, what else?
Yes, we'll go down at the courthouse, try to find the heirs.
Okay.
If there are.
Mm-hmm.
And, but we do our best to try to find someone from the family.
Okay, that was another, because if they did have that right, I know that we say that we advertise a statewide paper. I don't think everybody gets a statewide paper. I don't think everybody goes to our website, unfortunately, do go to our website, but anyway.
That's right.
But I was wondering if that was the case, you go down to the tax collector, assessor, somebody find out, are the heirs still available that might want that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right, you have answered my
All
questions,
right.
thank you.
Good question, yes, sir.
Commissioner Hague, that was a timely question because we had a discussion about it yesterday, and try to come up with a more uniform procedure to deal with these things, because I didn't realize how big a deal it was until you go up and you try to put in greenfield highways like the Springdale Bypass or the Airport Access Road, and we got all kinds of remnants up there, and all of a sudden my phone starts ringing. Hey, I want to buy this property over here around, it's landlocked, and so we've been talking about, and we're going to come up with a more one-size-fits-all program for these remnants. Isn't that right, Jesse?
Yes, sir. We're going to be developing a process, more consistent process across the state.
And one more thing, is it true, did I understand that right yesterday? The only time you have to go back to the previous owner is whenever you haven't taken any land off of what you bought. In other words, it's got to be in whole of what you bought from that individual or family. Is that right?
No, it's if we purchase the property as right of way, we go back to the previous owner had the first right of refusal.
Right.
But if we purchase the property as a remnants, then it's a little different process.
Okay. We're working on it. They're working on it. I'm not working on it. Yes, sir. Are there any other questions that have to do with the, are you finished, Dave?
I'm not finished, sir.
Oh, never mind.
Minute Order 7 in Ouachita County. This is an improvement project, authorization to proceed with the plans and construction of safety improvements at the intersections of Highway 79 and Highway 203 in the city of Bearden as funds become available. And finally, we go to White County. This calls for the adoption of the Central Searcy Mobility Study to be used as a future planning guide. That is it, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Dave. Are there any other questions on the minute orders? Hearing none, we're going to move on to the next order of business, For that, I'll ask Patrick Patton, our Chief Financial Officer, to come to the podium and present our State Highway Financial Report. Patrick?
Thank you, sir. Good morning. We'll start off with talking about our budgeted versus actual for October. As you can see on the screen, the director's budget's flat compared to, or actual compared to budget. Administration is down about $800,000 below budget. Pre-construction's about $300,000 over budget. Operations is under by $3.3 million. Most of that's due to timing. We take our budget and we smooth it throughout the year. A lot of times early in the first quarter or so, we're catching up with some carryover purchases from the previous fiscal year that didn't happen. Same type thing with capital outlay. We are under on that by $7.4 million. A lot of that is the road machinery and equipment budget, timing on that, and delivery of the machinery and the products that we order through that usually take multiple months, if not carry over into other fiscal years. If you look at the special allotments, what that includes is our contingency fund, which part of that contingency fund is the salt fund for the salt houses. Rex mentioned yesterday that we pulled some out for the recent events, but we're still fairly full capacity there. We've also got some unallotted projects that are our building projects that we are in the process of working on. So I anticipate those special allotment amounts to get closer to budget as the year goes on. Next, we'll look at our 5-year trends on revenue. The first area is motor fuel. You'll see there's a big dip last year. That dip was due to DK Trading settlement for $10 million last year. That took $10 million away from our motor fuel. So you'll kind of see that progress as we go throughout the year. If you look at registration, they stay flat. The other category is rising. That other category includes permits, driver's license fees. Those are fees that are collected usually by employers to verify driving history and that type of thing. Natural gas severance is fluctuating up and down as normal. Right now, we're on a higher scale. We're looking at levels between 24 and 25 state fiscal years. Interest is still holding strong. It's level to the 24 levels. We're still around a little over 3% on our return on our cash. Amendment 101 continues to grow, which is good news. And then we did receive our security reserve request of $20 million, which, to remind everybody, that's the first $20 million off of the state overall, the interest overall of the balances. Going to budgeted versus actual revenues. Overall, state revenue is 3% or $8.5 million above projected budget, which is good. Motor fuel's over budget. Amendment 101's over budget. Registration fees are flat, about $600,000 under budget. The other category is about $2.4 million above budgeted. What that includes is permits, which are learner's permits, oversize, overweight. That takes up the biggest part of it. And then, once again, $900,000 in the driver search fees, which are, like I said, some requirements for employment. We'll continue, as always, to monitor all of our revenue sources as we go through the year because we know they are tight and flat. If you look at our consumption, speaking of flat, the gasoline consumption is right now between the 22 and 25 levels, so it remains flat. Diesel remains very flat. It's, only fluctuated 10 million gallons by this time of year over the last 5 years. Last thing that I have is just to show the motor fuel consumption on a quarterly basis. It just reassures the trends that we have on a quarterly basis of what we can expect from our consumption. Are there any questions?
Patrick, I've got one question, and I may not be asking the right person, but how did this natural gas severance come about? I mean, here's what I'm thinking. We got the severance because it was overloaded on the roads and it was costing us money to fix them and everything. Is that a similar situation to the lithium deal down there? Is that similar?
Your assumption is correct on natural gas. We were seeing a big influx of vehicles to build those wells, and they were damaging our highways up there. And so the industry and the legislature agreed to stand up a fund to help us offset some of that cost. So that was a great thing for us, and it helped us keep up. But the lithium, we'll see. The highways down there in a little bit different condition. We don't have as many weight-restricted or distressed highways in that area, but we have done some studies to get a baseline to see what happens in the future. So we're talking with industry about that, Mr. Chairman, and we'll just keep an eye on it as things develop.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Anybody have any other questions for Patrick? And with that, I'll turn the meeting over to Director Jared Wiley.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thanks, Patrick. I'd like to start off with an update from our Chief of Administration, Kevin Thornton. He's going to talk to us about federal legislative activities.
Thank you, Director Wiley. Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, I can report to you that the government shutdown is now over. The shutdown began on October 1st and continued until November the 12th, when President Trump signed a continuing resolution, or CR, that was passed by Congress. This shutdown lasted 43 days, which is the longest shutdown our nation has ever experienced. The CR provides federal funding until January the 30th, which is and it provides approximately 1/3 of a full year's amount of our formula funding. Now, while the CR does include some of our federal formula funding, it does not include the 2026 earmarks that I have spoken to you about previously. And as a reminder, those earmarks from the House and Senate total just over $100 million for Arkansas. We do not anticipate that the earmarks will be included in a CR. We do expect that it will take an appropriations bill before we would receive the earmark funding. As usual, we are hopeful that Congress and the President will be able to reach an agreement for a full year's appropriations bill for 2026 by January the 30th. We, along with all other DOTs, we need Congress and the President to reach an agreement for the 2026 appropriations so that Congress can then turn their attention to the reauthorization of the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act, since it will expire September the 30th of 2026. Director Wiley, that concludes my report.
Thank you, Kevin. Any questions for Kevin? All right. At this time, I'd like to ask Crystal Woods to come up and give us an update on our efficiency review recommendation implementation. She has some good news for us this morning.
Good morning. Get caught up here. Okay, at your last few meetings, we've been showing a completion rate of 90% or higher, with most of the efficiency review recommendations already completed. I'm happy to report more progress today on the 3 remaining recommendations. Recommendation number 3 called for publishing the status of construction projects and maintenance activities. As you saw at your last meeting, the dashboard for construction projects is now complete and has been added to our website for the public to view. The dashboard for maintenance activities is now being reviewed by leadership and is expected to be published by your next meeting. Recommendation number 5 directed us to implement efficiencies in procurement and purchasing. And the last action item in that recommendation is the change order study. It is also being reviewed by leadership now and we expect it to be approved very soon. Number 7 focused on implementing portfolio management and frameworks. This one relates to the systems that we use to report our construction activities and construction projects and maintenance activities. The AASHTO Ware project software is used for reporting our construction projects, and the maintenance management system is used to report our maintenance activities. Again, that dashboard is expected to be approved very soon, and we plan to show it to you at your next meeting. So this brings us to our summary page. 10 of the 13 recommendations are fully complete. 86 of the 90 individual actions are complete. That's a 96% completion rate overall, which is a 2% increase. All 3 remaining recommendations are within weeks of being considered complete, so we're very excited about that. Are there any questions?
That's really good. Thank you.
Crystal, I've got one question. Is this going to be, do we have ongoing monitoring on these things for a period of time, or when it's all done, you just let it go, or what happens?
We are still submitting monthly updates to the Highway Commission Review and Advisory Subcommittee. I'm not sure at what point their oversight ends.
As far as the reporting to the subcommittee, I would expect that the submission of those reports we'd be able to stop those because there'd be nothing to update in those reports. I can tell you that many of the recommendations have annual or every 2 years or some frequency where there's a report that's prepared and reviewed by department staff so that we're able to monitor the results of these efficiencies and see if we need to make improvements or how we can take better advantage of what they're providing to us. So there's some internal ongoing monitoring as well, but as far as the monthly reports, I would expect that to cease with the subcommittee's approval.
So would those updates then go to Maggie for you to monitor, or no? Probably not.
No, sir, they'll be complete. And, you know, some of these things are process changes that have already been implemented, so they're already in our workflows.
Okay.
But it's been a good process for us.
Yeah.
You know, it's been enabled us to be even more efficient than we were before. So it's been a good exercise for sure.
Thank you.
Any more questions? Thank you.
Appreciate you, Crystal. All right, next, our Chief Engineer from Pre-Construction, Jesse Jones, will update us on 2 bid lettings we had since your last meeting.
Thank you, Director. Good morning, Mr. Chairman and Commissioners. Since your last meeting, we had 2 successful bid lettings, a special letting in October and our regular scheduled letting in November. On October 15th, we held a special letting to open bids on the first of 8 projects to widen Highway 112 from Fayetteville to Bentonville. This partnering project with the City of Fayetteville will widen 1.4 miles of Highway 112 from Truckers Drive to Howard Nickel Road from 2 lanes to 4 lanes, including 3 roundabouts. The City of Fayetteville is partnering with RDOT on this project to provide funding for the construction of a pedestrian tunnel at one of the intersections in the project. Also, the city's utility adjustments are also included in this project. The project was awarded to Apex Central for $43.9 million. The estimated completion is late 2027. So the next, in our November letting, we led 29 highway projects for a total of $126.9 million. We received 107 bids by 40 different contractors. Included in this letting were 20 projects totaling over $76 million that will resurface over 190 miles of state highways. This kicks off our 2026 pavement preservation program. The first project I would like to highlight from November will resurface 30 miles of Interstate 40 in Monroe and St. Francis counties. This project will extend from west of Brinkley to Fort City. The project was awarded to Redstone Construction Group for $29 million, and the estimated completion date is late 2026. The next project is also a partnering project with City of Lowell to improve the intersection of Highway 264, Bellevue Street, and Spring Creek Road. The project will construct a roundabout in place of the existing two-way stop intersection. The project was awarded to Grant Garrett Excavating for $3.5 million. The estimated completion date is early 2027. The city partnered with RDOT by providing the construction plans for the project, and along with the Northwest Arkansas Regional Planning Commission is providing the majority of the funding. The last project I want to highlight is a partnering project with City of Leslie to realign a portion of Highway 66 through town to improve the flow of traffic, especially for large commercial vehicles, and construct a new bridge over Cove Creek. The project was awarded to Krause Construction Company for $6.4 million. The estimated completion date is late 2027. In this project, the city's utility adjustments are included. The city will also assume ownership of the bypassed portion of Highway 66 upon completion of this project. Our next letting will be held on January 21st, 2026. We currently plan to let 55 projects totaling approximately $185 million. This includes 23 state projects, 23 CDA projects, and 9 county road projects. And this concludes my report. Okay.
Any questions for Jesse? All right, thank you, Jesse. Next, Rex Vines, Chief Engineer for Operation, will update us on construction and maintenance activities around the state.
Thank you, Director. Good morning, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. This morning, give you an update on our construction activities since your last meeting. We have 209 active projects with a value of $2.6 billion currently under contract and active. We've substantially completed 57 projects since your last meeting, representing $208 million of work. And we have paid out $143 million since your last meeting. I'd like to highlight a couple projects. One that is recently completed and one that is about to complete on either side of the state, one in Northeast Arkansas, one in Fort Smith. The first one is a job project on Interstate 55 in Mississippi County. The objective of this project was to reconstruct 8 miles of Interstate 55 and preserve 4 bridges within those project limits. The work was awarded to Delta Asphalt of Arkansas in January of 2023 for $94.2 million, and they completed the project 8 months early. So they've done a great job with that. Next project I want to highlight is Highway 264, 253, and 271 in Fort Smith. This is a unique project with, it had 3 different applications: a concrete joint rehabilitation, concrete overlay with fibers, and asphalt overlay. This job was awarded to Do-It Construction Company for $6.8 million. This has a very unique or not unique, but it's something that we have worked with industry to try to give us some more tools in our toolbox on addressing needs. And, you know, every job needs a different application. And this one, we were using concrete fibers with a concrete overlay. This is a 5-inch concrete overlay. You can see, if you look real close, it looks like it needs a shave. With some of the fibers sticking out, you can't really see it in this picture, but those have been used for decades to help strengthen and reduce cracking. And so we're excited to see how that comes about.
Rex, this is the first time you've done this?
I believe so, yes, sir.
Use this technique?
Using this application, we've used fiber in some of our concretes before, but in this application, yes, sir.
Okay.
When you do this, are you able to reduce rebar or wire or
Yes,
any of that?
yes. It helps tremendously with that. It helps a lot with the shrinkage cracking on top too. Yes, sir. Any other questions? Okay, I'll move on to our maintenance activities. As you've probably seen, winter is here. It's cold outside. We've already had our first event, but thankfully we had already performed our training. We try to do our training before the first day of deer hunting season, so everybody's here. We get time to do it. But our maintenance branch conducted our winter weather emergency preparedness drill on November 4th. This annual exercise consisted of training our drivers, performing equipment checks, road testing our snow plows and trucks, and communicating with RDOT's Emergency Operations Center, which is activated under every event. It provides testing for our radio network, weather reporting on iDrive, while the crews ensure our plows and spreaders are calibrated and ready for action. Our salt storage is virtually full. We did use a small amount Monday, but that was a relatively minor event, so we still feel like we're prepared. As you can see here, we have really expanded our bulk salt storage around the state. We have 121 locations, and we can hold around 84,000 tons of salt. There are no questions.
Add the disclaimer, you don't actually use table salt.
We'll use whatever we have to.
But I like the graphic.
Yeah. All right, that concludes my report.
Thank you, Rex. All right, I want to go over a few of our recent activities around the department. As always, it's been busy around here since your last commission meeting. On October 9th, we dedicated the Fallen Worker Memorial out here on our central office grounds. I think it was a great, beautiful ceremony for the dedication. It was attended by families of fallen workers. Former Director Tudor was there. Of course, all the commission was there, industry partners, and so many RDOT staff members. It was just a great day, and it meant a great deal to all of us. And I thank you all for being there and for your support of this. The following day, a few of us went to Northwest Arkansas to the Martin Luther King Jr. I-49 work zone there, and we showcased our speed enforcement cameras to Oklahoma Department of Transportation. This is one of the ways that RDOT's innovating, and we're leading the pack on safety. And our states are taking notice, our surrounding states, and they're wanting to come learn from us. And so it was our honor to host Oklahoma DOT Director Tim Gatz and his team, members of Oklahoma's Associated General Contractors Group, our AGC group. Brad Spradlin and his team were there. And then Chief Holmes and Lieutenant Glanton were there that day as well to showcase the system. In the picture, you'll see Lieutenant Glanton talking to Director Gatz about how the system works, and then we got to go out on the roadway and see it. It was a great day. Since that meeting, Missouri has reached out to us and Mississippi as well, so we'll be showcasing this technology to them also. On October 21st, a group of us signed the partnering agreement with the Arkansas Concrete Pavement Association. Members of our team were there and of the Pavement Association. We just reaffirmed our relationship and our continued commitment to partnership. And we all know we can do so much more if we're all pushing in the same direction. And this partnering commitment just affirms that. On October 21st, Kelly Wiley, our Assistant Chief Engineer for Program Delivery, presented to the Leadership Arkansas Class 20. Chairman Taldo was there and Commissioner Holder attended as well and addressed the group about the Highway Commission and its history. Kelly walked the group through a great exercise that shows the group how we do the best we can with the limited amount of funding we have with a large number of needs. So it's always a great exercise, and I heard Kelly did a great job with this. Thank you, Kelly, for representing the department that day. On October 24th, we traveled to Memphis, Tennessee to unveil the Kings Crossing Bridge naming. You can see in the rendering on the screen on your left, it's going to be a really striking structure. The Arkansas Tower is in the background there. That tower will be over 500 feet tall. It'll be one of the tallest structures, bridges in our country. And then the tower on the Tennessee side will be shorter. And that's not a rivalry thing. It's designed that way so we can span the navigation channel, and so we don't have extra steel and structure there, but we do have to make sure we resist the seismic and wind loads on that structure. So it's a really efficient structure, and it was a great day. We heard from my counterpart in Tennessee that day, the mayors of Memphis and West Memphis, and we also heard from the estates of Martin Luther King Jr., B.B. King, and Elvis Presley, who the bridge is named after. And then a couple weeks later, Tennessee DOT leadership came to our central office and met with us on November 12th. It's the first of its kind partnering meeting that we've held between our two states. And we talked about the next steps for the project, talked about budget, how things were going, and it was just a really great, productive conversation. And our team will go travel to meet with them in probably February to talk about next steps as we progress further in the design of that project. On October 28th, we held our inaugural Arkansas Transportation Summit. This event combined our historic transportation research conference that we've had for decades here at the department and our planning conference into one 4-day event. I heard lots of great compliments. Our staff did a fantastic job putting that together, and it was actually sold out. We had to stop taking registration. We had so many people interested in being there. Commissioner Halsey welcomed everyone to the conference. Thank you for that great welcome, Commissioner. I was asked to serve on a panel alongside Clint O'Neill, the Executive Director of AEDC. We had Mayor Kinslow of Greenwood, and he's also the Municipal League President this year. Judge Marvin Day and Metroplan Executive Director Casey Covington were on the panel. We talked about innovations and ideas in the field of transportation, and it was great to be there and address the group. Commissioner Halsey and I went to Pocahontas that week as well, and we talked to that group about the Highway Commission, its history, its role in the infrastructure improvement, and talked about the role of RDOT, major projects in the area, and we had a really good question and answer session with the group. That's my favorite part of these talks, getting to answer questions that people have about what we do and why we do it. On October 31st on Halloween, Chairman Taldo went to APAC Central's new quarry and helped them dedicate that at the grand opening. I heard it was a good event and a pretty day. Appreciate you doing that, Chairman. Good deal. And then also in Northwest Arkansas, on November 6th, we broke ground on the 112 project Jesse talked about moments ago, the first of 8 projects to widen 112 to provide a new outlet for that heavily traveled I-49 corridor. It's a great step in the right direction. We had a large group of attendees there and some great speakers, including Congressman Womack. It was just a fantastic day and a good day to celebrate that progress on that suite of projects on 112. That same day, Jesse Jones and Commissioner Halsey were in Jonesboro. I believe Commissioner Holder was there as well at the Catalyst event, the Northeast Arkansas Economic Development event in Jonesboro at Arkansas State. They pulled in over 600 attendees to discuss ideas, strategy, and partnerships focused on agriculture, entrepreneurship, infrastructure, and regional collaboration. Commissioner Halsey, would you like to say a few words about the event that day?
Jesse Jones is a rock star.
She push that button. I was just going to say Jesse did a really, really good job. Thank you.
She always does. We're blessed with a great team for sure. Thank you guys for representing us there on that panel. All right, and on November 12th, we were at the Good Roads Foundation annual meeting. It was another good event. Chairman Taldo, Vice Chairman Gibson, and Commissioner Halsey were there that day. Appreciate you guys being there, being part of that and supporting us. I was able to discuss with the group some updates about highway police, what we're doing there. Talked about some of RDOT's accomplishments this year, which I'll get into that more in a minute. And then we also talked about the Fallen Worker Memorial, and we're able to thank them for their integral part in getting that done. And I know Robert Moore is here today with us. Robert, we, again, appreciate that so much. Couldn't have done it without you guys. Also special that day, Mr. D.B. Hill, he's here today. He recognized Bob Crafton's contribution to the industry on behalf of Good Roads. He's been a member for, I believe it was about 50 years. Long time. But it was a great meeting. Also talked to the Arkansas Trucking Association at their safety summit. We talked to safety leaders in the trucking industry and shared best practices, and we helped to build and strengthen those relationships we have with that community. Again, I talked about highway police, department updates, and we had a great Q&A session about all we do here at RDOT and at highway police. Appreciate Jeff Holmes, Chief Holmes, being there with me that day. Vice Chairman Gibson presented to the Frontier Metropolitan Planning Organization to their Technical Committee and Policy Board on November 20th. Frontier MPO serves as a regional transportation planning group for the Fort Smith area, includes 2 counties in Arkansas, Crawford and Sebastian, and also a portion of counties in Oklahoma. But he was there to talk about what's going on in the area, and Jason Huey, our District 4 engineer, and Marcus Rainwater, our District 4 construction engineer, were there to support the Vice Chairman. In the last update I have, Chairman Taldo went to grab it to the Kiwanis Club and spoke at their luncheon on November 21st. I heard good things about that meeting, Mr. Chairman. How'd that one turn out?
It was a great meeting, and what I appreciate most about it is they normally meet at 7 a.m. for a breakfast meeting, and they moved this to a 12 o'clock lunch meeting.
There you go.
So that made it a lot more enjoyable for me, anyway.
Yes, sir.
But it was really a good meeting, very thoughtful. They had very good questions. Former Representative Kim Hendren and his wife were present, and 2 or 3 other state representatives were in the mix, and they were just happy that we're paying attention to Western Benton County.
Yeah. Thank you for doing that. There's a lot of good things going on in that region, and we have improvements that we've just studied. We know there's some improvements needed to help them out, so looking forward to doing some of those. All right, turning to our next agenda item. Any questions about those before I move on? Turning to our next item, we have 3 consultant selections I would like to bring before you today, and I'll run through all of them, and then if you're so inclined, I'd like to have a motion and approval for these. In 2023, we passed a minute order. You guys approved a minute order authorizing us to enter into on-call service agreements with qualified vendors to help remove debris in the event of emergencies, catastrophes. We've seen other states do this. We haven't done it before, but we wanted to try it out, and it took us a little time to get here, but we're here today with a recommendation for 6 firms. You'll see those on your screen. DRC Emergency Services, Looks Great Services of Mississippi, Crowder Gulf, CTC Disaster Response, TFR Enterprises, and Dynamic Group. So these are the 6 firms we'd like to proceed with on-call contracts with. In keeping in that same vein, we also are coming before you today to enter into on-call service agreements with qualified consultants and contractors to help oversee that debris removal. So these three on your screen would help oversee that debris removal, making sure that we're doing everything in compliance with federal regs so that we can be reimbursed should some federal funding become available. Again, it's not known if we'll need to use these companies or not. We hope we don't have disasters, but we'll want to be prepared in case we do. So these three firms, Debris Tech, Tetra Tech, and Thompson Consulting Services. And the last of these selections we have, there's a large group, as you can see on your screen. I'm not going to read all 21 firms, but this is for on-call right-of-way services. We received proposals from 26 firms to help us acquire right-of-way. As we've talked about today already, it's a big task, and we need some help doing it sometimes. So 21 of these firms we'd like to enter into contract with. 6 of these firms, I believe, will be appraisals only. The remaining firms are full service, so they can help us with title and closing, appraisal, negotiation, relocation assistance, and property management. So with that, I will close, take any questions you have, and then ask for a motion for approval.
Director, on the, well, let's just start with the on-call debris removal and disposal consultants. How many of those are in-state versus out-of-state?
So that's a challenge. There are not, none of these companies are in-state.
Oh, really?
Vice Chairman. So we've got Texas represented, Mississippi, Alabama, Kansas, Texas, and Louisiana.
Just not any in Arkansas qualified to do that?
None responded to our request. If they
Okay.
are, yes, sir.
What about the right-of-way acquisition services?
How many are in Arkansas?
Are any of those Arkansas?
Oh,
companies?
yes, sir. Majority are going to be in Arkansas. Volkert's in Arkansas. O'Brien. You mean list them all for you?
No, that's fine.
They're-
But the majority you think are Arkansas
Yes,
companies?
yes.
Okay, very good.
And Jared, the debris removal, I assume that was brought about by the burden put on our department by the winter storms and the tornadoes, and we're seeing a rise in cost and efficiencies with our employees based on debris removal, correct?
That's right. And, you know, it seems like we're seeing more catastrophic natural disasters around the region, and we just need to be prepared for those if they happen to Arkansas.
Which of the 6 are valuation only, appraisal only on these?
Which 6?
Yes,
Let's see if I got that in my notes. I may have to phone a friend on that one.
that'll be
So-
fine. You can give it to me later.
Yeah, I don't have that. I'll get with you later
Okay,
on that one, okay?
thanks.
Mm-hmm.
But this is something we've done before. This is a continuation. The debris removal is new, but the consultant selection for the right-of-way is a continuation.
Years and years. We've been using this
Yeah,
for years and years.
that's
Yes, ma'am.
Just one more annoying question about the debris removal. Are these companies that can respond throughout the state, no matter where the location is?
Yes, we hope so, yes. And so if something happens, we'll call on them, and if they're not actively engaged somewhere else, then hopefully they'll come here. That's why we're selecting 6, so that we have more to choose from should they be engaged in work somewhere else.
I wonder why there's nobody in Arkansas that does that.
Yeah.
They're just not big enough?
Yeah, I'm not sure, Rex, do you guys know? No?
I can comment that so they'll be utilizing local trucking to haul this. So
Okay.
I'm familiar that we involved in the 2000 ice storm, the 2009, there was ER and FEMA funding, and they're gonna come in and they're gonna manage it, but they're gonna use local firm,
They're gonna
anyone they can get.
Okay, they're gonna contract it out then?
Yes,
to
sir.
Independent contractor?
Yeah, there can be subcontracts, yes, sir.
Okay.
Excuse me, isn't one of the main reasons we hire these people is because they know the system and how to get the refunds and the paperwork and all to FEMA and all? That's kind of a big deal, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's not so much that they just do the work, it's they get us money back for it. So that's what their expertise is that?
That's
Is
correct.
that correct?
Yes, sir. That second group of 3, that would be their role. Yes, sir.
I wasn't paying attention to you. What did you
I don't
just say?
expect you to.
Say that again for me.
I just said these guys that we hire here, they know the
You're talking about the
system.
monitoring services. Is that what the one you were talking about?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
But it's a system, and it's a complex system to make applications and know what kind of jobs, what kind of debris they can pick up and which kind they can't, and how much they get for it and all of that. And so that's really the major role that they play. It's not so much picking it up, it's who's going to pay us, what are we going to get paid back for it
Oh.
from the federal government, from FEMA. And
Okay, so.
did I say
they're-
that correctly?
Yes, they'll be responsible for all that, keeping track of hours, where the loads are coming from, why they're there. All that will be part of this contract.
Okay.
So if you're so inclined, I'd ask for a motion from you guys to approve these selections.
I'll make a motion that we approve.
Second?
We've got a motion and a second to approve these three groups of consultants. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. They're approved there, Mr. Director.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. All right, next on item number 6, we have around the department segment this time from Joe Hawkins, our Transportation Systems Management and Operations Division Engineer.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman and Commissioners. I want to introduce you to the Transportation Systems Management and Operations Division this morning. We call ourselves TSMO for short. Our office and shops are located around the central office campus, including the annex just behind this building, with tech shops and maintenance and equipment, or tech shops at maintenance and equipment and procurement divisions just down the road and in the basement of this building. TSMO has several focus areas. We provide active monitoring and operational oversight of the state highway system. This is to support RDOT districts and first responders. We deploy, operate, and maintain the tools of operation, of which I will describe in the following slides. We also collect traffic data that is used by many parties, including RDOT, FHWA, cities, counties, and many more. The division's current staffing is 77 personnel handling a wide range of roles. The division is led by myself and Assistant Division Head Hussein Al-Faraj. We have 5 main sections, which is how I will move through the presentation today: Traffic Management Center, Intelligent Transportation Systems, Traffic Information Systems, Traffic Operations, and Engineering and Admin. Our operational and capital outlay budgets are $2.2 million and $2.1 million, respectively. We also utilize state planning and research SPR funds for vehicle data collection program. The first TSMO area to discuss is the Traffic Management Center, TMC. The TMC is RDOT's eyes and ears on what is actively happening on the state highway system. There are 2 principal types of congestion on the highway: recurring congestion. These are bottlenecks, which is related to capacity. And then there is non-recurring congestion, which is related to traffic incidents, crashes, stalled vehicles, weather, work zones, and special events. The TMC helps to identify and mitigate this second form of congestion. But they can also help with recurring congestion by the use of managed lanes. With the example of I-430 managed lane system, where the TMC opens up the shoulder as a travel lane during rush hour and then returns it back to a shoulder off-peak. TMC consists of 2 groups: radio dispatchers and traffic management center operators. You can see these folks in the leftmost picture. They work in pairs covering different parts of the state. We currently have 3 pairs with plans to add an additional 2. This will provide additional coverage for new TSMO activities and increase traffic volumes. Dispatchers primarily work with Arkansas Highway Police, but can communicate with all RDOT districts and other first responders. To give one indication of how busy they stay, year-to-date, Arkansas Highway Police has conducted 42,291 traffic stops that the TMC dispatchers have supported. TMC operators monitor the state highway system for incidents or any other cause that would impact the highway. Both teams monitor the wrong-way systems. The bottom center photo is an example of the equipment. We currently have 2 operational locations with over 150 more being added by Job 012410. The first set from this job are planned to be turned over to the department in late December. Of note, this same technology will be included in a future I-30 project between Texarkana and Little Rock. The TMC also monitors RDOT's first smart truck parking facility near West Memphis. This system uses cameras with machine vision to count empty parking spaces and pushes the data to a connected vehicle app and to a hybrid static dynamic sign on the shoulder in advance of the parking facility, as seen in the bottom right inset photo, showing 65 spaces available. TMC monitors the system to ensure it is running correctly and that the parking counts are accurate. Lastly, on this page is the connected commercial vehicle application DriveWise, shown on the top right. TMC uses this along with other third-party apps like Waze to notify drivers of incident information. TMC's primary tool to report on incidents is the iDrive Arkansas website, shown top left. Once an incident is found, they enter the information to inform drivers, first responders, and RDOT that something's going on. For example, when I was preparing this presentation, I checked to see what was happening at that moment. iDrive Arkansas was reporting, shown bottom left, that we had an incident on I-40 near Hazen. It was a vehicle fire and was confirmed using one of the Tismo cameras that can be seen just to the right of the notification. This incident had no injuries. The TMC also uses dynamic message signs shown by the photo on the top right to warn drivers about unexpected conditions ahead. This encourages drivers to pay attention and inform them on what is happening with the goal of improving safety. You might be surprised to hear that the TMC reports the year-to-date tally of vehicle fires is 349, with a total of 387 in 2024. That's a lot of vehicle fires on our highways. Next up is Intelligent Transportation Systems, ITS team. The mission of this team is to provide RDOT a system of tools to monitor and report on the state highway system. This group includes radio techs, ITS techs, traffic information system techs. The ITS team installs and maintains infrastructure such as dynamic message signs shown in the left photo, operations cameras with an example of an install shown in the center top photo. Of note, we currently have 486 deployed cameras around the state. The team also deploys and maintains the communications backbone to connect these devices to RDOT. This effort requires specialized training. It's a combination of field and bench work. The ITS team also oversees the department's Land Mobile Radio System, LMR. This is a non-emergency radio system with radios installed in many RDOT vehicles and many handheld radios distributed around the department. The system has over 45 100 to 200 foot tall radio towers around the state. Photo on the left shows work on a tower in Fort Smith District Headquarters. Towers are inspected, maintained, repaired, and in some cases installed by the radio techs. Radio and ITS techs also install microwave radio links. These are Ethernet radios that connect ITS devices to RDOT network. The top right photo shows a crew installing a microwave radio on top of the water tower at junction of I-630 and I-430 here in Little Rock. This radio connects to another radio on top of the building we're in today. This is how we transmit the Big Rock interchange views to iDrive Arkansas and TMC. Also this year, we purchased a portable mobile radio tower shown on bottom right. This will be used to quickly restore RDOT radio communications, for example, as a result of damage from a tornado or earthquake. TSMO is also responsible for traffic data collection and reporting. We use the data to create maps, such as the annual average daily traffic map, and to update the interactive ADT web app shown on the screen. Both of these are available to the public on the department's website. We also collect turning movement counts. These are used for traffic studies. We provide data for the Highway Performance Monitoring System, HPMS, that is reported to FHWA annually. We also provide data to other RDOT divisions in support of design and analysis. TSMO also conducts the annual overnight truck parking survey along RDOT's interstate system. This is in support of the long-haul trucking industry. RDOT has both continuous count stations and portable count stations. These collect vehicle classification, counts, and speed. I'm sure you've seen portable tube counters out there before. They're the black tubes that run across the road. In 2024, TSMO collected data from 11,659 portable locations using both contract and in-house forces. To improve how we manage the data that we collect, TSMO has been deploying a new traffic data management system, TDMS. This new system is the electronic storehouse for all collected data, which allows easy access for studies and reporting. It is also a real-time traffic data monitoring platform, which will allow, for example, the TMC to post travel times on critical routes. It takes a team effort to collect and process that amount of data. Next up, TSMO is also responsible for traffic signal inspections and operations, roadside weather information systems, portable signals, portable and mobile operations cameras. These all fall under the Traffic Operations, or TOPS team. So far this year, we've conducted 186 site visits and audits of traffic signals. Some of these are in support of Construction Division, where we inspect new signals once they are built. Others are operational audits where issues have been brought to our attention and we investigate and report. We collect information and either create a punch list for Construction Division or relay our findings to the concerned parties. TOPS team also has one deployable portable traffic signal system shown on the right. This allows RDOT the ability to immediately address mobility issues if a signal has been damaged and the city or county is unable to quickly restore operations. The TOPS team also installed and maintains RDOT's roadside weather information systems, RWIS. An example is the photo on the left, which is installed on the new I-30 River Bridge in Little Rock. These continuously monitor and report weather conditions along our roads, including the surface temperature of the pavement. This data is shared to NOAA and to other weather service providers to enhance forecasting models, which in turn support RDOT districts in the management of roadway during inclement weather. TOPS also installed and maintains RDOT's 2 working wrong-way detection systems that was mentioned previously. TOPS manage and deploy portable camera trailers as a part of traffic operation studies. These allow for temporary remote monitoring of traffic conditions. They manage and deploy mobile camera units that are mounted inside of vehicles that are used, for example, during winter weather and special events like the solar eclipse. They operate one UAS, a drone, and have conducted 201 flights, which can be seen in the middle. This is used for traffic studies and for locating new ITS assets. For example, the photo was taken when we were relocating a RWIS due to bridge embankment work by the district. Lastly, TOPS crew built and maintained RDOT's first smart truck parking system near West Memphis, which I told you about earlier. The picture on the right shows them installing the digital count board on the static sign. And finally, TSMO has an engineering, office, admin staff to support this large group and mission. TSMO engineers are involved in the design, review, inspection of TSMO projects, and data collection. Our office admins and office techs oversee the many day-to-day operations to keep Tismo on schedule and on target. Currently, there are 7 RDOT projects under construction that include ITS, 14 that include roadway lighting, and another 14 that include traffic signals, with many others in the planning and design stage. Of note, Tismo has close to 6,000 items on inventory around the state, as shown on the map on the right. This is a huge undertaking to keep up with and maintain. Tismo strives to meet RDOT's core values and mission with a focus on improving safety, enhancing system reliability, reducing congestion, and providing better customer experience of the state highway system. That concludes my report. I'll take any questions if you have them.
This truck parking deal, do they pay a fee to use that?
No, they don't. No.
Should they?
That's a good question.
I'm just saying, I mean.
I would say no.
Okay, it's a pretty fancy deal.
So we,
Very business to make money like this. I'm just curious about that. How much is the investment do we have in that whole deal there?
so we talked about this when we developed that. We used an old vacant site that we own there. It was our old Welcome Center. And we used the Arkansas Commercial Truck Safety and Education Program, that's a mouthful, that funding that the legislature brought us years ago. So they set funding aside for just this purpose, and we allocated $8 million, I think, to build that facility. There's a bathroom going in now. It's going to open up any time if it's not already open, and a highway police substation out there. So that was paid for through public funds, and we don't charge a fee for folks to use that.
I was just curious how
Yes, sir.
that worked,
Yep.
you know.
Yep. So that we applied, and we were able to receive funding through a competitive cycle to fund this project.
Okay. One other question. These cameras, I happen, you know, anytime you turn on TV, you see RDOT up in the corner, this time of year especially. And do they have a special hookup to those cameras where they can zoom in and out and get a clearer feed than I can with my little iPhone here?
Oh, yeah. The cameras are primarily used by our TMC, a traffic management center. And most of the cameras are pan, tilt, zoom, so you can turn them, zoom in. And that's one of the best tools that our TMC has. When they're first learning about an incident, first thing we do we have a camera nearby? Because if you can see what's going on, you get a better picture of what to do about it. Our first responders, we have a system working with our communications division. We have an internal application that allows them to build custom video walls. So all the first responders in their areas have a video wall of all the cameras that are related to them. And so the TMC turns them, moves them, and makes them, it helps the first responders because they're focusing in on what the incident is. Yep.
But our staff controls those cameras. It's their eyes out there, so
Right.
we don't allow folks outside the agency to control the cameras.
Control them.
It's the TMC operators that do.
Like the media, I guess,
Right.
is what I'm
No.
focusing on.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Joe, this is great. Thank you so much. I get great feedback in my district on the managed lanes on 430. That's very, very helpful. And also on the cameras. I mean, that's been really popular with people to safely use their co-pilot, not look themselves, but to be able to see whether that stop ahead is something major that's going to take a long time to clear up, or whether it's something that's more manageable. And that's something they can't get from outside sources like Google and iDrive. And so it's great to be able to offer that to people. I had a question. It prompted me when I saw the commercial vehicle monitoring or alert system, and I know we worked on that a couple of years ago. And what's been the feedback you've gotten from the private industry on that?
Well, we don't get a lot of feedback from the private industry. We do use it. We try to use it as often as we can. So the way the system works is there's 3 components of it. One, it warns truck drivers that there's an unexpected condition ahead. It could be a slowdown, a construction zone. We also can do virtual signs. So think about those signs that warn truckers that, hey, there's a curvy area or it's steep and you need to watch out. Sometimes maybe they're too focused on inside the cab, So our message actually shows up on their ELD, electronic logging device, in the cab, kind of reflecting the same sign that would be on the shoulder. And the third thing that we can do is we can create a virtual DMS. So this is like for special events. Let's say we have some major closure. We can put a virtual DMS well in advance to offer a truck driver an opportunity to take an alternate route instead of driving all the way there and realizing, oh, it's closed. So we use it in those three ways, and it's very useful.
I want to add to that. The feedback we hear is positive from industry, and so positive that there was support of an application for us to use some of that commercial safety funding to fund DriveWise. And so that's what we're using to help fund that, and they appreciate that. It's helping improve safety around the state. All right. Appreciate you, Joe. Thank you for all you and your team do to keep us on the cutting edge of technology. I'm really proud of our system. All right. Typically, either this meeting or the last meeting of the year or the first meeting of next year, we do a look back and a look ahead. I wanted to split it up. So we're doing a look back today at 2025, and then in February, we'll look ahead to the great things we have in store for 26. But what better way than to showcase a video that Dave and his team put together that takes a look back at our successes for 2025. So if you will, let's watch this video together.
Rick Wiley, if you would place your hand on the Bible and raise your hand and repeat after me.
2025 was a year of change and fresh ideas for RDOT. A new director, new Highway Commission leadership, and renewed momentum across the state. The retirement of RDOT Director Lori Tudor and the end of Chairman Alec Farmer's term on the Arkansas Highway Commission set the stage for new leadership on both fronts. In January, Jared Wiley took the helm as director, and Philip Taldo stepped in as chairman of the Arkansas Highway Commission. The Highway Commission also welcomed its newest member with the appointment of Jerry Halsey of Jonesboro. Settling into a new year with new leadership, RDOT's resilience was put to the test almost immediately as a winter storm blanketed the state in mid-January.
Just as soon as Arkansas dug out of that storm, another call for help came from our neighbors to the south.
With heavy snow coming down, it looked like the centerpiece of a Louisiana snow globe. Some parts of the state got up to 10 inches of snow. For that reason, the Arkansas Department of Transportation has sent help to Louisiana.
When Louisiana got hit hard by Winter Storm Enzo, they called on their northern neighbors who are slightly more versed in winter weather. RDOT's strike team packed up and headed down to show them what we know.
It was also a noteworthy year for the Arkansas Highway Police, with record employment numbers and the return and expansion of their K-9 program. In October, 2 new dogs, Drake and Ace, joined current K-9 officers Mac and Jackie for a total of 4 K-9s on the force.
No, sir.
The dogs have already proven their worth, with more than 15,000 pounds of illegal drugs seized this year.
We took spring cleaning to a new level when RDOT declared its first ever spring cleanup day in March. Maintenance crews from all 75 counties participated, and in just one day, 6,500 bags of litter were picked up. Just weeks later, storms and flooding tested our crews once again. With trees down and roads washed out, RDOT rose to the occasion, as we always do. And while our crews were hard at work in the field, RDOT leadership was hard at work at the Capitol. The regular session of the 95th General Assembly brought several major wins for safety, including doubling the fines in all work zones, including mobile work zones, green lights on RDOT work vehicles to increase visibility, and work zone safety added to the driver's license manual.
New initiatives all in the name of safety. That trend continued with the launch of Street Smart in August, a road safety education program for 6th through 8th grade students statewide.
Now buckle up and stay street smart.
It's a first of its kind program in Arkansas, and it's already growing. in the process of expanding to include grades 9 through 12.
Internally, RDOT placed an emphasis on better communication between leadership and employees. We launched On the Dot.
The oil is hot and the oil is black. The oil is used to seal the crack.
A weekly, lighthearted video series keeping you informed and showcasing the good work our districts and divisions are up to. We also rolled out Populo, an internal news feed, and we created an employee advisory board, making sure everyone's voice is heard on important topics pertaining to RDOT.
It's been a year focused on strengthening the RDOT family, from better connectivity within RDOT
to better connectivity out on the roads. 2025 was a milestone year for our interstate system. Construction continued on the I-57 corridor, fueled by a $24.9 million raise grant for the Corning bypass. Highway 440 officially became I-440, adding to Arkansas's growing interstate network. The new I-55 bridge planned near Memphis received its official name, Kings Crossing. And in western Arkansas, we broke ground on the I-49 extension, a celebration featuring the governor, marked by golden sledgehammers, construction cranes, and a shared vision for the future.
In 2025, RDOT held 29 public meetings and hosted 7 project celebrations. We let to contract 191 projects for a total of more than $580 million. We were awarded 1 raise grant and 1 build grant, totaling $50 million. And in November, our workforce surpassed 4,000 employees for the first time in decades.
In October, we had the honor of dedicating our brand new Fallen Worker Memorial on the grounds of RDOT's central office here in Little Rock. It was a beautiful yet somber event in which we remembered the 92 employees we have lost in the line of duty, those who gave their lives in service to our state.
I ask you please to remember our workers who have paid and made the ultimate sacrifice in service to our state. May their loss never be forgotten.
It was also an opportunity to recognize the heroes who are still out there every day working on our roads in vulnerable conditions. As we look ahead to 2026, our steadfast commitment to the safety of our workers and the public remains a top priority. We're building on the momentum from 2025 and charging on as leaders in innovation and excellence. We are always up to the challenge because we are RDOT.
What a year, huh? It's been a great year, and so proud of our team. To keep that video from being 20 minutes long, we had to cut some things out, but there are a few more highlights that I just need to take a few minutes to mention to you because they can't be overlooked. Some other big accomplishments we've had this year, our benefits and compensation group, they work to enhance our contingency plans for employee payroll should any system go offline. With all the cloud systems that are out there these days, we wanted to have a safeguard, and they rose to the challenge and got that done. Our civil rights group obtained federal highway acceptance of our Americans with Disabilities Act transition plan. It's something we've been working on for a while, and we got that done. Equipment and procurement implemented a new fleet management system to help us better manage our equipment and keep track of it. Fiscal services completed the update of the accounting manual. Highway Police, as you saw, brought back their K-9 program. Many drug seizures were had, and we launched social media to help better tell their story. Human Resources worked hard to achieve decreases in turnover. I want you to hear this. We had decreases in turnover for the last 4 consecutive quarters, the lowest amount of turnover we've had in many, many years, and so that's a testament to the hard work of HR and our leaders. IT modernized our data center. It's now a state-of-the-art storage system that makes us more efficient and helps us take a step in the right direction as we work to expand AI here at RDOT. It's coming, and we need to be ready for it. Our operations group improved safety for maintenance workers by instituting new mobile lane closure procedures and providing shadow vehicles for mobile operations. We also instituted a new lane closure setup and removal procedure to ensure our workers are kept as safe as possible out there as they're setting up and taking down work zones. We also coordinated with all districts to have high-intensity green and amber lighting to not only trucks but to tractor mowers to help improve their safety and visibility out there on the side of the highways. The modernization of the central office tower elevators was complete. The brick facade was done just a month ago. Our materials division made remarkable strides in partnership with our industry to create better asphalt mixes. We implemented a new bridge inspection software to allow faster emergency response, more effective and proactive preparation for earthquakes and flooding. In the field, we filled new assistant area maintenance supervisor positions to allow for career path for future leaders and to help add more staff out there where we need it so badly. It's been a big help for us in the field. Earlier this year, our new statewide transportation improvement program was approved by Federal Highway Administration. That STIP tells us what to work on for the next 4 years. As I mentioned earlier, our inaugural Arkansas Transportation Summit was held in Jonesboro to a sold-out crowd. Very popular, very successful. We'll be bringing that back next year. We updated our bridge loading and rating posting process so that we're staying current with our bridge ratings to keep people safe, to make sure the traveling public has a safe bridge to drive on. Our surveys division completed their build-out of the statewide real-time GPS network. Now there's 55 stations in this network all across the state, so our crews, our consultants, and our contractors can use those to get accurate positioning with a limited amount of equipment, which improves the quality of all of our work industry-wide. And a couple other things. We purchased the Econo Lodge across the street. You guys know that. It's been good. We're going to use that for swing space during our remodel. And we also closed on a new design office in Jonesboro last month. So, again, this is the highest level view of our accomplishments this year. I just want to thank our staff for all they've done. It's been a great year. Can we give them one more round of applause? All right. Next to our upcoming events, we talked about this last time, but it's Service Awards season. It's a great time of year. We get to get out and fellowship and celebrate service and congratulate folks on long-standing careers when they retire, bring some message about what's going on around the state, and to just have some great time to fellowship with our team. So those are kicking off. We'll have one tomorrow. The second one in Dardanelle in District 8, and those will carry on through the majority of the month of December. In January, on January 6th, we're meeting with Oklahoma DOT again. This time we're going there to see some of their safety technology. They're using connected crash attenuators that are driverless, so they follow their trucks with these attenuators, and it's helping to improve safety for them. So we're going to go see, operations is going to join, and we're going to go see if it's something we can implement here to improve safety for our workers. On January 8th, we have the Asphalt Pavement Association Technical Conference. Park Estes has asked me to come speak at that. I'm certainly going to do that. Looking forward to that. I have a PE board meeting in January as well. The Good Roads Foundation board meeting, Chairman Talville and I will attend that on January 15th. We have the holiday on January 19th, Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Work will be suspended for that holiday. On January 28th, we have the AGC Lunch and Learn Partnering Meeting. I'll be presenting to that group. And then on February 5th and 6th, I'll travel to South Carolina for the Southern Association of State Highway and Transportation Officials Board of Directors meeting. And then we'll be back here together on February 11th for the next commission meeting. Just a couple other items before I kick it back over to you, Mr. Chairman. I wanted to do a little more bragging on our team. We don't get enough opportunity to do that, and I want to take the time here. We talked about some partnering coins that were awarded by the Arkansas Asphalt Pavement Association a few meetings back. Well, I'm happy to report that we've had 2 more employees who received these coins. And you can see these have been in circulation for a little while now, and we've only seen 5 given out. So it's a special thing, and it means a lot when these are given to our employees. So today with us we have Adam Watson and Brian Brown. They work in our RE offices. Adam and Brian, would you guys please stand to be recognized? Thank you, guys. Appreciate you being here today. In August of this year, Brian Brown, he's seen in the top photo in the orange shirt. He's a senior inspector for the Searcy RE office in District 5. He was awarded a partnering coin by Delta Companies for his work on the Highway 31 pavement preservation project that stretched from BB to Lone Oak. Delta awarded Brian the partnering coin because he exemplified the core values behind the award, enhancing safety, fostering clear communication, and driving collaboration. They said that Brian's relentless drive to keep the job progressing was evident in his hands-on approach and his ability to work seamlessly with all on-site managers and foremen. His commitment to maintaining an open flow of communication and promoting a high level of cooperation went well beyond the standard, ensuring that challenges were addressed quickly and that the project moved forward successfully. Brian's leadership and dedication set a benchmark for excellence on this project. Brian, we appreciate you and all you do for RDOT. To further highlight the degree of partnering on this project, Casey Chastain, our resident engineer in that office, he presented one of our partnering coins to Delta's construction foreman, Jake Ford. He's pictured to Brian's left in the blue shirt. In September, Adam Watson, he's seen in the bottom photo, he's the resident engineer at the Batesville office in District 5. He was awarded a partnering coin by Atlas Asphalt, and I think Lance is with us today. Lance, thanks for being here today, for his work on the Meyer Street widening project in Batesville. This project had some challenges, and it had a tight timeline on it. Atlas told us that Adam's leadership ensured that the utility challenges were mitigated in a timely manner. The collaboration this is a quote from Atlas, the collaboration between what we do every day has done nothing but help the tax-paying public get quality roads completed in a timely manner. Adam's persistence in facilitating communication between Atlas Asphalt, White River Materials, the City of Batesville, and various RDOT divisions kept this project on schedule to begin and finish during the summer months before traffic to Batesville Junior and Senior High School be impacted during the school year. Several utility issues were discovered, and Adam worked hard to eliminate those issues, which reduced the overall project cost and timeline. This allowed construction activities to continue and kept asphalt operations on schedule to restore normal traffic patterns before school began. Adam's efforts to keep the project on schedule greatly reduced the impact to traffic during the school year. Adam, thank you for all you do for us. All right, in November, our 30 Crossing project won a regional 2025 Best Projects Award from Engineering News Record. And Kelly Wiley went and accepted the award on behalf of RDOT. The award's here beside me on the table. We won this award for the Best Highway Bridge category. And Kelly was represented by members of Garver and Kiewit there accepting that award. As you may recall, we completed this largest project ever undertaken by our agency 7 months ahead of schedule last year. It reconstructed and provided operational improvements to Interstate 30 in downtown Little Rock, including a new bridge over the Arkansas River. This project is now in the running for the best project nationally, which will be announced in the spring of next year. And then we had our equipment auction on November 5th. Blackman Auction held it for us at their complex in Lone Oak. We sold 192 pieces of equipment. We do this every year. We sold in total 431 units of equipment, but our proceeds were about $1.2 million. And that money from the auction, it always goes back into our fleet to help us modernize and buy new equipment to help empower our staff to do their best work. So it was a great auction. There were a fewer units sold this year because we held back some vehicles to help improve safety with some of those shadow vehicles. So next year we'll see these numbers pick up again. But it was a great auction, and Danny, appreciate you and your team and all the hard work that goes into hosting that auction every year. All right, and then with that, Mr. Chairman, I'll wrap up my report and pitch it back to you.
Thank you, Director. We do have one other item of business to discuss. Arkansas Business recently published their annual Arkansas 250 list, which highlights the 250 most influential business, government, and community leaders in the state. Included in this year's list were two of our own, Commissioner Jerry Halsey and Director Wiley. Congratulations to the both of you and the recognition for the hard work that you do for this department and the state. As recognition for this, I would like to direct the department to have a sign for Mr. Halsey out front, parking place out there that has director on it. Just, in fact, I think we ought to have 4 or 5 of them, but you can take, for the next year, you can take your pick whenever you're here at, and Director Wiley, you know, I think that we would like to provide you with a parking place with lettering director on it, and you'd be able to use that whenever the need comes up for the next year. How's that sound, guys? Is there any other business to come before us today? Hearing none, this meeting is adjourned.